Back to Flex Candle, where we read the candles and flex the moves. I'm Flex, and today we're diving into a full top-down analysis on Bitcoin. We're going to start from the higher time frames, work our way down to the lower time frames, and check to see if we find any good setups. Now remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. You're responsible for your own trades. Always do your own research and trade at your own risk. All right, guys, so we're starting off here with the weekly chart. It's currently approximately 4:30 p.m. Eastern time. The weekly candle closes today at 8 p.m. Eastern time, so we have about 3 hours and a half or so before this candle closes. So far, what I could tell you that is looking bullish. If you guys remember, earlier in the week we had a big red candle coming all the way down here, and since then we've been able to come all the way back up. So it's looking bullish unless we get some type of a drop, but this looks like a bullish hammer. So we have the 7 weekly candles being green. We had this one red one, and now we might end up with another green one. Also, what I'm liking is instead of this being a pattern that's going diagonally down, it could be a pattern now that just goes sideways, and we can actually flag out. We do have to be careful because over here, as you can see, it looked like we were going sideways about to flag, and then we just dipped all the way down. So that's also a possible scenario that could happen. This could still end up being some type of a double top, but for right now this looks bullish. We are still away from the 21-day moving average, which is a 94,450. the stochastics are up here. Hopefully we could continue to drag, but there's already some curvature here, so we never know if we could come down. But let's see what ends up happening with that. You guys know I have this in a falling wedge that should break us out to $117,000, and so far we've done a lot of the measured move. We still have a little bit more, so let's see what ends up happening here. Now if we move over to the 3-day chart, we could see that the stochastics are still on the way down, so there could still be some more downside. This candle also closes about 3 hours and 30 minutes, but so far we have a green engulfing candle that is bullish. RSI is pointing up, and we're not too far away from the 21-day moving average, which is at $98,004. On the 2-day chart, the stochastics here are starting to roll back up, and we got back above the 21-day moving average, so this is also looking kind of bullish here. And on the daily chart, we're still below the 21-day moving average, but we're right there. We're currently at $106,305, and the 21-day moving average is at $106,542. The stochastic look bullish. We have inverted head and shoulders here on the stochastics, and they're also pointing up. And if we cannot break this 21-day moving average, like I said, I could still see us going a little bit more sideways, and this could be possibly a inverted head and shoulder, where this is the shoulder, this is the head, and if we drop down again, we could be making the right shoulder, and boom, we blast up from there. So that's also bullish for me, and I do have this in a falling wedge pattern here, and we are already starting to break out, and this would break us out all the way to about $112,000, which would give us kind of like another double top here. So we would have to see what ends up happening, but first and foremost, we have to get above this 21-day moving average, and it looks like we might be doing that today. Heading over to the 8-hour chart, the stochastics are starting to get toppy, but they look like they could continue to drag, and we are back above the 21-day moving average. This is also looking to me like an inverted head and shoulder that could be playing out. So even if we were to dip again, I could still see this being a right shoulder. On the 4-hour chart, the stochastics are getting toppy. We've been here for a while, but look, we're curving back up, so we might be here for a while. We are above the 21-day moving average. We are above the 200-day moving average. We've done a lot of candles so far above it, but I do feel like we do need to get higher, and we do need this 21-day moving average to cross the 200-day moving average to get more bullish. But so far I'm bullish again on Bitcoin on the 1-hour chart here. And also, if we see the falling wedge pattern, we could see how it already broke out yesterday. On the 1-hour chart, I left you guys with a possible inverted head and shoulder here. I didn't draw it out, but this would be the shoulder, this is the head, and this could be the right shoulder, and technically it's already broken out a little bit, but this is the measured move that will take us to about 109,700 around there. Let's call it 110,000. So let's see if this ends up playing out. Stochastics are a little bit toppy. So right now, guys, what I could say is that overall I'm bullish again on Bitcoin. Let's pay attention today at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Let's see how this daily candle closes. This is going to be very important, especially if we're able to get above the 21-day moving average. Let's also pay attention to this weekly candle, and hopefully we get a green engulfing candle, and I think we're back to where we were before this whole crash happened, pretty much. All right, so that's the breakdown. If this gave you clarity or a setup to watch, do me a favor, like, drop a comment, and subscribe. And if you have a stock or crypto you want me to go over, drop it in the comment section. This is Flex Candle, where we read the candles and flex the moves. Catch you on the next chart.